My number one running goal has been become a better filmmaker.
Yeah.
Which is a terrible goal. It's not measurable. It has no specific timeline whatsoever on it. The only deadline for becoming a better filmmaker is literally my deathbed. Welcome to Indie Film Podcast. I'm Victoria.
And I am Chuck for our New Year's Day episode. Obviously, we're going to be talking about resolutions.
Yeah, so this year I resolved
not to interrupt people as much starting tomorrow because today doesn't count.
Obviously not.
It's a holiday still.
It's still a holiday. You can't commit to a resolution. Okay, fine. Then, starting tomorrow, I resolve to not lean into fad trends so much, like, posting resolutions on New Year's Day.
Oh, yes, social media. That does make me feel even more self-conscious about that before Speedo picture that I took today.
Oh, well, I mean, you need to hang on to that for your OnlyFans, though. We need some income.
By the way, thanks for the marketing on that. I appreciate it greatly.
Of course.
So we should actually talk about resolutions. As filmmakers, we want to talk today about resolutions that we have for 2026. And we also want to talk about the resolutions that failed miserably in our own previous histories, usually because of, one, it was completely unattainable, or two, it was something that was outside of our control.
Which just doesn't feel fair.
No. Do you want to start, Victoria?
Yeah, because I am spectacular at setting, individual goals for individual films.
Nice.
But as far as overall goals for the year, I'm actually really terrible at that. I think, generally speaking, and become a better filmmaker.
Yeah.
Which is a terrible goal. It's not measurable. It has no specific timeline whatsoever on it. The only deadline for becoming a better filmmaker is literally my deathbed. So there's
Good point. The measurability is one life unit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like so many people have that goal of become a better filmmaker. And I wish that they would sit down and really piece apart what that means, whether it's completing the films or improving different skill sets or learning how to market or getting better distribution deals or not dropping your camera or whatever, it can be specific to you. But there's a movie actually that you introduced me to.
Oh, yes. American Movie.
Yes.
And it's a documentary and it feels like a mockumentary almost because it seems so unrealistic, but it just follows a couple of guys, one specific writer-director in Wisconsin that can't get his short film across the finish line. Yes. And the name of the short film is not Coven, it's Coven.
Yes. They're also in Minnesota, Wisconsin?
Wisconsin,
okay.
So I watched that movie when it came out, early 2000s, and the terror of not getting a project done has been a motivating factor for me as a creator. That came out, I think it was like when I was in high school or college. So I feel you there on the project thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you can make do with what you have to get a project across the finish line. But personally, I've had issues with trying to get too many things going all at once, committing to them, and then getting them all done, kind of, but then ending up having to fail on certain things that are my own. So, for example, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more on the next week podcast because we're going to be talking about burnout.
Yeah.
And in 2021 through 2023, I definitely burned myself out trying to make a short film every month, a music video every single month, and a podcast. I had an ongoing weekly podcast that was prior to this one.
This isn't new for you.
No. So it was like the podcast I was trying to make that come out every single week, live music video, short film, and then moving into production of a feature film, going on and shooting that. And then prior to the weekly series, I was releasing music on Spotify. So it was a lot of things. And then what happened is as I bit off more stuff, like the podcast took a dive. I wasn't able to get that done every single week. Then the live music videos started to fizzle out because there just wasn't enough time in the day to do that. And then it stresses you out if you set these goals that are unrealistic.
Yeah, I think... And individually, they aren't unrealistic goals.
True, yeah.
But to all be happening at the same time was maybe a little unrealistic.
Absolutely. Which, it kind of compounds. We all have things that we like to do and things that, we just want to continue doing.
Yeah.
And so it was like, I'm doing this one thing. Well, I also want to do this other thing, but I don't want to give this thing up.
Yeah.
So it's tricky to balance all of that stuff. You know, and one thing I've learned to do is just like, if I'm going to take something else on, I got to let something go. And it's not easy.
No, that hurts. I don't like that.
Yeah.
That is definitely another goal that I fail at miserably, though. I think it's every single time that I tell myself I have time to take on another project. I'm always wrong. I never do.
Yeah.
But I say yes. Because I'm excited and I want to do it and it sounds fun.
Yeah.
And especially at the beginning of a project when you're first getting that pitch from somebody and they're passionate and you can just feel it just emanating off of them. There we go. Not ruminating. They aren't ruminating about it. They're emanating excitement.
And then you ruminate.
And then you ruminate later.
As you're trying to get all that project done in post.
Exactly.
When you volunteered and it ended up being a lot more work than you expected.
Yes. Time blindness is very real. I have not yet mastered a way to set a goal to fix that other than trying to actually just block off sections of my calendar for the little things in life, like sleep.
Oh, sleep's
I'm not
important.
kidding. For this coming year, that is one of my goals, is to block off. I'm sleeping at least 6 hours a night. I'm just going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
That is mandatory.
Still, you're supposed to get more than that. But
I don't
6
need
is
this
better
kind of
than...
negativity, Chuck. I need support for my goals. I need you to feel the excitement,
ruminating out of you. You'll have plenty of time to do that with that extra 2 hours that you aren't sleeping.
Yeah, this word is never going to happen for me today. I'm going to stop trying.
That's all good.
Okay, what about other failed goals for you?
Well, I kind of want to talk about, we work on projects, right? And we've worked together on projects. I've done a ton of projects with my brother and sister-in-law, and those aren't necessarily planned learning opportunities. And I have this one goal all the time that keeps escaping me, and that's After Effects or learning visual effects. And I don't know how many times I've sat down at the computer and opened up the training program that I want to do, and it starts with, of course, After Effects. Most people use it for just motion graphics type thing, and I'm bored to death. And it's not exciting, and I don't really care, because obviously if you're in the visual effects realm, you want to make something that's gnarly, explosions, You
want to do the fun stuff.
Yeah. And
make things weird.
Yeah, not just, have the text come in an interesting way while a talking head is, saying whatever they're supposed to be saying that we're supposed to pay attention to, but at the same time, you need to have interesting graphics to keep the audience engaged.
Right,
but
that's
whatever.
what PowerPoint's for.
Yeah. So, that's one of those things that I know I need to do better on as far as learning specific skills, because when we get on set, we do learn a lot of lessons, but sometimes it's easy to just kind of get into your comfort zone with whatever role you're used to and not extend beyond that. And sometimes, it'd be good to break the time off every single week, or at least every single month, to learn some new skill sets that are outside of my comfort zone, but still safe, rather than committing to a large project that has a bunch of visual effects and being forced to learn it that way, which becomes stressful.
Then it's not as fun anymore. I will say that is one little, I don't know if it's like a dopamine hack, or I don't know what the internet's calling right now, but whatever it is, for learning After Effects.
Yeah.
Just do the tutorial you want to do.
Oh, nice.
Don't start in a specific training program. YouTube is filled with thousands. Video Copilot is my personal favorite. I adore those people. But hop on there, go through the tutorials. All the project files are there. Just hop into something that is fun, and you will learn the program.
Yeah.
It may take a little bit longer. It may not be like the most, this is how you learn basic arithmetic before you move to algebra kind of learning path.
Yeah.
But if it's the one that you do, isn't that the better path?
That's actually a good point. Maybe I need to do it that way. When I used to give guitar lessons, I'd start the kids off with a song they want to learn versus teaching them all the notes.
Exactly. Nobody wants notes. Everybody wants a song.
Well, shall we start a new segment that we have planned? I think
so.
Let's talk about some cheap filmmaking tricks.
Okay. Well, this cheap trick is brought to us by actually somebody who's been a guest on the podcast before, which feels a little bit like cheating, but is an amazing hack. And for people like me who struggle with certain aspects of filmmaking, it's perfect. So, Chuck, where do pool noodles fit on a film set?
Pool noodles fit on a film set over the top of your light wands for diffusion.
What?
Yeah.
That was a little too over the top.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that was a good solution for inexpensive diffusion on your light wands. But Cody made a comment, and it was actually on our last episode from last November.
Yeah.
It was the equipment episode. He had a bunch of inexpensive tricks. So if you go back to that episode and check it out.
Don't watch the episode, just read the comments.
Just read the comments.
Cody Newton has some fantastic insights on there.
It was a great list of ideas of ways to save money or do things inexpensively. But, obviously diffusion, it's usually not super expensive, but light ones can be tricky. And so to have the clear or the white pool noodle, throw that on there.
And
nice.
You can usually find those year round at the dollar store. And you just take an X-Acto knife or whatever those knives are called. I don't know. Not a switchblade. It's not a Man, I should not be allowed near weapons for sure. But just cut down one side of the pool noodle. And then that way, no matter, if you've got a different shaped, or maybe you have an off-brand light wand that's a little bit wonky on the shape or whatever, you can kind of just wedge it in there and boom, instant diffusion. I think that's brilliant. And I am not good at gaffing. So I'm very excited to get to test that. Yeah. Not that I own a light wand to test that, which might also indicate I'm not great at gaffing.
Right on. Well, you just are lacking the pool noodles.
That's what I'm lacking. It's not the lights. I'm lacking pool noodles.
Yeah, you got to make sure you get the right temperature of white on there too.
Yeah.
But thanks so much, Cody, for leaving those comments. So let's talk about our goals that we have for this year.
Yeah.
Do you want to start out on that one?
I do. Because I think this is one where I tried to really tackle the what I have control over versus what I don't kind of situation.
Right on.
So my goal is technically entirely out of my control.
Okay.
My goal is to speak with 3 different distribution platforms or hubs or channels or companies or whatever.
Right on.
And learn that process better.
Okay.
I do not have control over whether or not they will actually talk to me.
Yes.
I don't get to control that. So it's not a great goal in the sense that it's outside of my hands, but I do have control over how many emails I send every single day, how many people I try to reach out to on social media, how many recommendations of what platforms worked for people and what they actually liked, and trying to get an in through other filmmakers that I know. Those are the things that I can exhaust to try to contact all these companies, because I'm definitely going to have to talk to more than 3 to get 3 to talk to me.
Yes. That's a good way to break it down. Yeah. But then you can feel satisfied if you do have 3 sit-down meetings.
Exactly.
With these distributors. That's nice.
Yeah, I want to learn more. I want to know.
I also have a goal that's out of my control that includes the number 3.
Love it.
And I've been thinking about it since this past summer. The goal is that I would like to do audio, location, and post for 3 narrative films that are paid.
Oh, nice.
So getting paid to do the creative work that I enjoy. And the reason that might come to fruition is that my brother Elliot and sister-in-law Zoe are working on a script right now, and they're hoping to get funds raised to be able to shoot that in April.
Shameless plug to learn more at lowergentrystudios.com.
Yes, because you can see the trailer that we worked on.
Delightful horror film. So if you're a horror film fan, which I know that some of our audience members are, check out lowergentrystudios.com.
Yes, thank you so much. And the other one is our friend Jack is working on a script as well.
Yes.
And he's hoping to have funds raised and start shooting after Labor Day, so September.
Yes. Oh, no, we will have funds raised.
You're working on the fundraising.
I am a producer. We will have funds raised. We will have done the fundraising, and it will be there. Yes.
So 2 gigs potentially
2 already
get paid.
down.
And then you're working on a script as well.
I am working on a script as well. I have no idea when. Again, time blindness is great. So I don't know where that one's at per se.
Between the other 2.
But between the other... There we go.
Just get it all done. But it'd be great if you were able to raise funds for yours, and then that would be 3 paid gigs that are narrative features rather than just the normal commercial stuff that I do, or just post audio dialogue cleanup because people have bad location sound, and fixing that in post.
It does happen. Which, if you'd like to hire Chuck, head down to indiefilmpodcast.com and contact us there. Because you can hire Chuck.
You can always hire me. I'm willing to do some work if you have a film you're trying to get across the finish line, and I can try to make it sound better. It still depends. You can only fix audio so much. But there's only so much you can do.
But sometimes the right ear working on it can make a big difference. So
hopefully. Hopefully. But anyway,
Okay.
we don't need to worry about talking about me getting jobs on this. Do you have a realistic and tangible?
I do have a realistic tangible. That is, as far as our social media platforms are concerned, I would like to expand a lot of the content that is there because right now it is a lot of talking head stuff. And then, of course, some fun BTS footage when we're at film festivals and things. But I would like to do more with that and expand on it more and have more filmmaking tips and have our social media channels also be their own resource for filmmakers as opposed to just the podcast.
Yeah.
So, obligatory ask of anybody watching right now, if you don't follow us on any social media platforms, we're on all of them.
Kind of most of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, make sure if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple or YouTube, please like and subscribe. We're saying it more often this year because we never said it.
No, in the final episode last year.
Oh, we did. We got one in.
We got one, please subscribe to this podcast in. Okay, so that's what I would like to do is I would like to make sure that we expand the type of content that is available on our social media channels because I want those to be useful resources, not just talking head recaps.
Yeah.
No offense to talking head recaps. And obviously we're on a podcast right now, so I'm going to step carefully around some of these words.
Yeah.
But
maybe I'll cut it into a vertical video later about how talking head vertical videos are so awful.
I deserve that. And then I have
That
to
is
do
our
all
TikTok
the
and
marketing for
Instagram.
it. That's great. Beautiful. Okay, what's a realistic and tangible goal for you?
I think that we talked about different content on the social media platforms, and vertical videos are not my favorite thing to do.
No.
I love recording this podcast, and then going back through and trying to find highlights to turn into vertical reels is not my favorite. You know, it has its benefits and whatever. But long story short, I'm going to get to the point that you asked me to answer the question that you asked me. So I want to shoot a vertical series.
Okay.
And we both want to shoot a vertical series.
We do.
And hopefully that'll be coming here in sometime soon from when you listen to this. But we already have the script and the beats outlined. You know, this is
we're not going to give you an exact date, but
yeah, we're shooting for like 60, 90 seconds an episode. We have 8 episodes blocked out that we could shoot over 3 days, I believe is what we ended up with.
I think it's 7. Oh, yeah, 7 episodes.
7 episodes over 3 days.
Yeah.
And so we can, they kind of continue off one another, and it'll be interesting because we talk so much about the vertical video realm and how it looks so strange. And so the challenge is going to be to try to shoot it in an interesting way.
Yes.
Where it's not just the person in the frame.
No.
Yes.
Hopefully.
So
Theoretically. So stay tuned for that fun ride because it should be very exciting, but we'll also be exploring some of the challenges that people have reached out about that they struggle with on different sets.
yes, absolutely.
Starting with low to no gear
Yeah.
and filming on a cell phone. And
Yeah, we kind of, are we going to do no sound on that one? We had talked about it.
There's technically no dialogue in it. So
we're contemplating literally just shooting it on an iPhone.
phone and maybe having a bounce.
Yeah, maybe
But
a
no
bounce.
other lights, just natural light and a bounce, and see what we can
And do a
help you
silent
with.
film and do all the audio in post rather than location sound. So we'll see.
We'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
We'll
And
let
if you
know.
have challenges that you run into that you'd like us to try to overcome on a set through this vertical series, comment. And
leave us a comment
we'll give it a
or
go.
subscribe to the newsletter. We'll be sending out polls there as well.
Oh, yeah. The polls.
Yeah.
So do you have a specific goal, Victoria?
Yes.
What's your specific goal that is attainable that you can actually measure?
My specific attainable goal is that I'm setting aside 2 nights every month for me
Nice.
to write.
Oh, cool.
It is just to write.
I like that.
Yeah. And it can be anything. I'm allowed to write whatever I want. Ideally, it would be, like a script. Okay, it's not allowed to be anything that I want. It's not allowed to be like email replies to people.
Okay, good point. Yeah, because that's different work.
I can write anything creatively that I want. If I
Nice.
feel like working on like a book or a short story or something, that's fine. But hopefully a lot of that time will be spent writing said script
Nice.
and make myself just finish it.
And put together ideas too, so
Yeah.
that you add to your, what would you call that? Just your backlog of ideas that you can pull from.
Yeah, right now it just exists as a Google Keep note.
Nice.
So
Just pull that, organize it. I like that. That's a
Yeah.
good one. Because you need to have ideas all the time. And if you don't set
Exactly.
aside time to brainstorm, then when it does come time where you have the availability to shoot something, it's like you don't want to just be pulling a script out of your butt.
No. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Because then it's going to be rough.
Some ideas just come to you that way. What was it? The
True.
Cabin in the Woods was technically written in 3 days or whatever.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that. Yeah.
Which is great and good for them. And getting that first draft on paper is the most important part because you can workshop it as you go.
Yeah.
But they got that first draft done in 3 days and finished it. Good for them.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it was very drastically different from what they ended up filming.
I would imagine so.
But either way, they set a goal. It was a smart goal, right? Has to be measurable and
specific,
measurable, attainable, timely,
and then R, whatever that stands for. Realistic.
I think no.
I don't know. Let's
specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, timely.
Oh, you wrote it down.
I did write it down.
I thought we were just riffing on the podcast again, just talking,
just making stuff.
Outside our area.
No, last season I got yelled at way too much by strangers on the internet for making things up. This year we're doing some research. Happy 2026.
All right. Well, at least one of us is going to stick to the research thing or try to add that.
Is that your specific but attainable goal?
No. I just want to take my camera out once a week that isn't related to the podcast.
Nice.
Or something that I'm doing like a commercial gig.
Yeah.
So a lot of times if I'm not shooting something, my camera just sits on a shelf.
Yeah.
And I love taking pictures. I take stock videos as well, and to build up that profile and get like an extra couple bucks a month for content that I upload. I just want to be on top of that. And it helps you learn your camera in different situations where it's lower pressure. Rather than being on set and having to figure something out in the moment.
Oh, definitely. And it gives you so many more different creative ideas and thoughts for what you like for framing, what you don't like for framing, what sort of like shot compositions actually intrigue and incite you the most. Where is your eye drawn in this particular moment? What really makes this stand out?
Yeah.
I support that completely. That's awesome. That's a great goal.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I thought yours was great too, but you said it first now, and so I'm feeling guilty for not pointing it out.
Yeah, that was just callous of you.
Oh.
I think it's
At least I made up for it.
You did. So by calling it out specifically.
Those are our goals. We did kind of like do a little bit of looking into some famous films goals.
Oh yeah.
And I skipped over that part completely, but Blair Witch Project.
A Blair Witch Project was beautiful. And I know we've talked about it on the podcast already. But Blair Witch Project, I mean, they set out to make a ridiculously, almost insultingly low budget film.
Yeah.
And have people genuinely believe maybe this was real.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe people died in the woods that day.
Yeah, I remember that was an argument that people were having all the time. Was like, is this scripted or is this an actual event that happened?
Which is beautiful. There was so much and that controversy is definitely what helped it do so well, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it weren't for people arguing about it in the hallways at work or at school, wherever you were at the particular time of this movie being released.
Yeah.
But, oh, no, it was brilliant. And yes, their marketing budget was what, like 3 times? I just said I was going to research more, and here I don't have this number. But their marketing budget was substantially larger than their actual production budget.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. To make that happen.
They marketed the hell out of that.
And they did it so well. God, they did a good job with it.
So that's a good example.
It is a good example.
Famous film that met their goals.
They did. They absolutely achieved their goals. Because, man, if you Google famous films that did not meet their goals, that's a depressing Google search. Because there are a lot of people who've thrown a lot of money at some films.
Yes.
That now we're sad they exist.
Yep. That's okay.
Yeah.
But that's part of the game.
It is. But this is
It's a numbers game now.
Yes.
Ever since Blair Witch turned filmmaking into a numbers game.
They did.
They're
Paranormal Activity came in close. They're like, we're gonna do it too. But
they probably filmed all 12 Paranormal Activities in one session. I don't know how long it took him to film that, but literally it's security cameras.
It
is. It's pretty rough.
It's a lot.
Should we talk about our Filmmaker of a Week? Filmmaker of a Week. Should we talk about our Filmmaker of the Week, which is a new segment that we have that we're going to be doing every single week. So we are taking submissions online, and that is on our website, indiefilmpodcast.com. This has taken a long time for that projector to unwind.
Yeah.
That was a long sound effect.
Don't worry.
I
If
chose.
you have critiques on the sound effects we're using, you can post those in the comments for us.
Yeah. So
And we may or may not ever change them, but you can let us know how you feel about them.
yeah, please do.
Yes, if you would like to be the featured filmmaker of the week, you can go to indiefilmpodcast.com/submit. There you will be able to see all about becoming a featured filmmaker and just send us your story because we'd love to hear from you. And you can send us an audio clip too if you'd rather have your voice.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about
you.
Bryson McCalley?
I would love to talk about Bryson McCalley because this I actually think is a really interesting story.
Yeah.
He's a formerly incarcerated filmmaker. So he kind of turned to film as in his words, a way to re-author his own story.
Yeah.
And quote, storytelling didn't just become my craft, it became my way back into society.
I like that.
I really love that. Okay, so Bryson is the writer, director, producer, editor, and actor behind Battle for Pedigree.
All the hats.
So true indie filmmaker here. It's a concept film trailer made with limited resources, shifting crews, lost location, and long production pauses, but did get finished, mainly through persistence.
Yes, that's the important thing.
Yes.
Hopefully your story is a story about you finishing your production. I have a quote here from Bryson, and he says, "At one point during production, my ego took a hit before the camera ever rolled. The budget I'd carefully planned to pay my crew had to be repurposed so that I could fix my car and physically make it to the locations. Suddenly, producer turned into survivor. I reached out to film students who were hungry to learn, covered their gas, fed them well, and kept moving forward." That's a good trick, is if people want to learn how to be on a set and you're willing to feed them and they have the time, then bring them on.
And covered their gas. So, I mean, at least that's better than some sets I've been on, if I'm being honest.
Got to get experience on set for sure.
Yeah, smart shift to go to film students because car problems are the worst, and I absolutely hate it.
A list of other things that went wrong as well. So after that, the chaos didn't stop. A rented boat for a key scene was suddenly unavailable. The cinematographer left for paid work halfway through the shoot, so he put the co-editor in the DP chair. 2 lead actors couldn't make it to set. Lack of budget led to a 6-month hiatus. And finally, an outdoor green screen shot had to be scrapped when the grass was the same color as the green screen. So needless to say, this project had plenty of delays, missteps, role swaps, creative editing, and on-the-fly rewrites. I love that that got missed. I'm really sorry, Bryson, that happened to you.
But it's such a good story now.
You got green grass and the green screen.
And it worked with cutting the scene. So that's the most important part, too.
For sure.
So despite all of this, obviously Bryson did finish the film. And is continuing to make more. He's also the founder of Last of a Dying Seed, which is apparently a multimedia platform pairing cinematic scenes with real-life stories. And it is there mainly to challenge stereotypes and restore humanity to people who are often unseen, which personally I think feels especially impactful and empowering coming from a formerly incarcerated person. I just think that's really cool to make sure, that's storytelling at its finest.
I agree completely.
That's what stories are for.
Thanks so much, Bryson, for sending us your story. Like we said, you can send us a story. We'd love to hear a recorded audio clip that you can attach to the Google form.
Yes.
And
there's one last quote from Bryson that I'm gonna force in here because I love this quote.
Say it.
It's the nicest thing anybody's ever said about indie films. So, "I'm still creating because I believe indie film is one of the last places where truth can exist without permission. And I want to be a part of keeping that spirit alive." And I really like that. That is a powerful message.
Thanks, Bryson.
Yeah, that's really cool. So,
I think on that note, we should probably just succinctly say farewell.
I think so. It's a very inspiring note.
Excellent. Bye.
Bye.